play begins with Mr. and Mrs. Green, Maria and Joseph sitting around the table eating dinner.
What did you do in school, Josephine?
Oh, we learned about garbage day.
Garbage? Are you kidding? I don't think that's a subject for dinner. For the dinner table, Josephine.
Oh, but it is. Mistress Poe says each person makes 3 to 4 pounds of garbage every day. For homework, she told us to make a list of some things in our garbage.
I don't make 4 pounds of garbage a day.
Mistress Poe says teenagers make more than 4 pounds of garbage each day.
I don't believe that. I'll bet you make more garbage than I do.
But I don't.
Why don't you have a contest to see who makes the least amount of garbage in a week?
We could all do it. Could we, Dad? Could we? I could write about it and get an extra pay.
Well, okay, but just for a week.
I suggest that instead of a contest, we make it a family project. Okay? Let's separate things that get thrown out from things that could be reduced, reused, or recycled.
That will reduce the amount of trash that goes into the landfill.
Everyone agree?
Okay. It is now 6:45 in the morning. Maria and Josephine are eating breakfast. Now remember, Maria, newspaper and 1 pound. Then there are cans for deposit, no deposit cans. Bottles for deposit, no deposit bottles. Food, scraps, plastic.
I can't remember all that. Who cares about garbage anyway?
It's important, Maria. If we do something about the garbage, we're going to have serious problems.
Like what?
For one thing, we won't have any place to put it. For another, it really hurts the water.
It's not my problem.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid, it's getting late. Josephine, your lunch is on the counter.
But Mom, we use plastic. Plastic is not recyclable.
Well, Josephine, what should we do?
Maybe I'll save this clean plastic bag and reuse it tomorrow. It is now evening. Grandmother came to visit.
I hear you folks are going on a garbage diet.
Yes, but it's so much extra work.
Well, this might be a surprise to you, but now as a child, we had no garbage at all.
No garbage? How come, Grandma?
Well, there are almost no plastic at all, and bottles and cans were pretty scarce too.
What about spoiled leftovers and scrap? Who collected those?
Well, no one did. We just put them in a composite pile.
Our neighbor has one of those. She throws the food in the bin of a corner of the backyard. Then she uses it later for her flowers. She'll make some grow.
I don't want a smelly pile of food right in my backyard.
It doesn't smell as long as you remember to turn it with a shovel every month, or more often if you have time. But it's work. Well, Maria, most worthwhile things do involve some work, but the work has to be shared. For example, your parents go to work all day, so it might be up to the rest of you to help out.
Here in our community, recycling is easy. All we need are 2 pails, one for things that can be recycled and one for things that cannot.
But Grandma, what did you do with all the packages after the food was all gone? Well, there were almost no packages.
You must have starved.
It wasn't as easy to get food as it is now, but we managed.
What did you do?
Well, just about everyone grew a lot of food in the backyard. Then we cooked the food and stored them in jars. That's called canning. Just about everyone had a canning closet full of food, which they hoped to last a long time. No metal cans, no cardboard boxes, and no plastic.
And no food in February.
No, it rarely got that bad. But it's like anything else. There are advantages and disadvantages to having packages.
Weren't there stores when you were young, Grandma?
Oh, there were stores, but you had to bring your own container in which to take the food home. Or the store gave you a container which you had to give back later.
It seems to me that those people in cities have more garbage problems than in other places.
That's because our drinking water is underground. And when garbage is underground, it can go into our water system if not properly taken care of.
But that means we can't throw anything out.
that old radio you threw away this morning?
Oh, that radio? It's broken, Mom.
Well, yes, but I bet your school has a course in electricity.
Why didn't I think of that? They could have fixed it. But it doesn't matter. I didn't really want that radio anyway.
Yes, but there are people who don't have any radios at all. I'll bet they'd be happy to get a fixed up old radio.
Grandma, how come you're so smart? She's not smart, Maria. She's just old. Josephine.
Josephine is right. People learn by making mistakes. The older you are, the more mistakes you've made and the more you've learned.
That's why we have recycling. It's as though everyone is saying, we've made mistakes, but we now have learned. But even if we repair, recycle, and reduce, we still have some garbage that will need to be incinerated or sent to a landfill.
Good job. Well, what have you learned?
I was afraid you were going to ask me that. I've learned that going on a garbage diet isn't so easy. But it's important, right, Dad? Right, Joseph. It's not enough to talk about it. Everyone has to do something about it. Wouldn't it be great if every family went on a garbage diet? That means you would have the biggest garbage dump.
And the cleanest water. Josephine has taught us that. Oh, come in. Maria, it's your friend Dawn.
Hey, Maria, want to go to the mall? Okay, but first I have to go through my garbage pail. Your garbage pail? Yes. I have to get the old radio I threw out last morning. Okay, but some people are weird. It's not weird. You want clean water, don't you? Oh, sure, I guess. Well, it's not enough to talk about. We all have to do something about it. We all have to do something about it.
Hey, good job, girls.
Très bien.